It all started with 125 million pesos in confidential and intelligence funds finding its way from the president's office to his vice president's office. The uproar that followed was hard to ignore, and it didn't take long for the House of Representatives, which by then had begun deliberations on next year's proposed budget, to decide to remove those CIFs from several agencies, including the OVP. It was then that Sara Duterte's father, former President Rodrigo Duterte, took up the cudgels for her and went on attack mode against the House, describing it as a rotten institution. 2 days ago, as Congress returned from a month-long break, some 300 district and party list representatives closed ranks, adopting Resolution 1414 or 1414, which seeks to, quote, uphold the integrity and honor of the House of Representatives, expressing appreciation, solidarity, and support to the leadership of Speaker Martin Romualdez, unquote. The resolution's author, Aurelio Dong Gonzales Jr., announced his resignation from the former president's political party, PDP Laban. And on Tuesday, 2 deputy speakers were removed from their posts: Pampanga Representative and former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo and Davao City Representative Isidro Ungab, both long associated with the Duterte family. Both Romualdez and Sara Duterte are perceived to be positioning for 2028. But something else happened in early June. Sara refusing to mention President Marcos's middle name or even his initial in a speech. Well, what's going on? Is this a changing of the old Duterte guard? Is this a preview of 2028? Romualdez versus Duterte. Good evening, I'm Pia Hontiveros. Welcome to your weekly political appointment fix, Politics as Usual. Our guests tonight, all joining us via Zoom, House Majority Leader Manuel Jose Manix Delipe, PDP Laban President and Congressman Jose Pepito Alvarez, and House Deputy Minority Leader Franz Castro. Good evening to you all, Kong Pepito, Kong Manix, and Kong Franz. Thank you very much for being with us tonight. Kong Pepito Alvarez, sir, let's begin with you. Like I said, PDP President. Dong Gonzales resigned from the party yesterday after he took to the floor for deliberations on that resolution for Resolution 1414. Did he clear that with you to be the author of the resolution and to resign from the party?
That was not yesterday, that was Monday.
Sorry, Monday. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we discussed things, and I said it would be very nice if you can just ask permission from our hierarchy. But since he was pressed for time, and in order to answer our colleague from Albay, the Honorable Lagman, he volunteered to resign before he could utter the name of the party chairman, former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. That what transpired last Monday.
Kong Pepito, are you saying na ang usapan was, like you said, kasi dapat he would seek clearance first from the hierarchy, hindi niya dapat banggitin ang pangalan ni President Duterte? Is that what you're saying?
No, that was his decision.
Na wag
because
banggitin.
it would be awkward that he's still with the party, and he is the treasurer, and he's a top-level officer. Before I even came about in the PDP, they were already there for a long time. So, nagpaalam siya na pwede pa niyang banggitin in public. So I said, why not? Kung tinanong ako nung chairman at that time when the committee of the whole was convened, I could have explained better. But the question was very point blank. Who uttered those words? Yun ang tanong ni Congressman Lagman from Albay.
Oo nga, it took an Edsel Lagman to say that, no, na why, and we quote, why is the name of the accuser so sacrosanct that we cannot mention it before this body? Pero Kong Pepito, After nagsalita si Dong Gonzales, he was seen embracing you. Ano po yung napag-usapan niyo doon?
Wala kami pinag-usapan. Kung hindi, sabi ko lang, go ahead, do what you have to do. He's a gentleman himself. So, wala tayong pag-uusapan na mahaba dahil there was a continuous deliberation on the floor, and he has to answer the question because hindi siya ang presiding. He was just one of the persons there sponsoring resolution 1414. And mind you, Pia, that was the resolution expressing the sentiment of the House.
Right, right. Kong Pepito, PDP, of course, like we said earlier, syempre, no, President Duterte's party. How did you feel when the former president described the House, the institution to which you belong, as rotten?
Well, it's very usual to feel bad because I am there. I'm a neophyte. And of course, I have to look around. But as an institution, when we passed Resolution 1414 last Monday, that was the collective decision of the majority parties comprising the majority of the House. So even if one or two of us would not accede, the majority said yes. So we have to abide by the sentiment of the House.
Well, speaking of the majority, let's bring in the majority floor leader, Manuel Jose Manix Delipe. Kong Manix, pag-usapin natin itong perception. Dahil nga perception, ika nga, is everything daw, no? Tama ba yung perception that the House is rotten? And I ask that question because that is what former President Duterte said, no? So, and you know, it's good to always do introspection. So, rotten po ba? Tama po ba yung perception? Rotten po ba ang House of Representatives?
Well, we would not be passing House Resolution 1414 if we agreed with the statement issued by the former president. The resolution was in response to the recent attack against the House. So we have to protect the integrity, we have to protect the institution. That's why we passed House Resolution 1414. And at this kind of situation wherein the institution is being attacked, the unity and strength of the House are crucial in these challenging times. And the leadership believes that the importance of standing together as one cohesive body is very important. That's why we called for all-party caucus. So all party leaders met and decided we have to make a stand.
Pero Kong Manix, you know, this is not the first time that anyone has spoken derisively or put down the House or spoken about it in very negative terms. I remember sa mga in the old House of, sorry, not old House of Representatives, yung House of Representatives in the 1990s, normal na yung tinatawag nating House of Representatives na the lower house. Nag-cover ako dati. So the lower house. And then kinokorek kami. Huwag niyong sabihin lower house kasi parang derogatory term, no? Para bang mas nakakaangat ang Senado. So the upper house as lower house. Lower may ibig sabihin iba, parang ganon. Tapos meron pang isang kwento, merong isang mataas na House official, post-Marcos, post-Marcos Congress. Ang sabi po niya, you can get congressmen to sign anything, including toilet paper, for example. So meron na ring mga ganon, matagal na pag-uusapan.
The one who issued the statement a few days ago was not any ordinary person. He was the former president of this republic. We as members of Congress, we served together with him. A lot of us served in the 17th and 18th Congress. We have high respect for the former president. So iba yung dating. Ordinary na ang nagsasabi. At iba yung dating pag former president ang nagsabi, most rotten institution. So iba yung dating sa amin, nasaktan talaga kami.
Iba talaga
maybe if it was just any ordinary person who said that, we wouldn't mind it. But it was a person whom we have high regards, and it was a person whom we have respected so much and we have worked together with, and calling us as such, ibang dating. So we really have to stand up, and we really have to issue a statement and pass that House Resolution 1414.
And this same person, of course, the former president, whom the former Congress, like you said, no, yung 17th and 18th Congress worked very well with and supported, no, sa kanyang legislative agenda. We'll be back after this very quick break. Stay tuned. This is Politics as Usual. Welcome back to Politics as Usual. Still with us, House Majority Leader Manix Delipe, PDP Laban President and Congressman Pepito Alvarez, and House Deputy Minority Leader Kong Franz Castro, all joining us via Zoom. Itong resolution, very impressive, 300 plus ang sumuporta dito. Pero si Gloria Arroyo, hindi nga pumirma at dalawa daw yung dahilan niya. So she's abroad, sabi niya, at dahil wala naman daw bagong sinabi dahil matagal na raw niyang suportado si Martin Romualdez. So my question to Kong Manix is, and to Kong Pepito, perhaps you can also help enlighten us, no? Was this a case of paggusto, may paraan, gagawa ng paraan, pag-ayaw, may dahilan? What happened here?
But, Ma'am Pia, it is not the question of loyalty to the Speaker, but rather it is a question of loyalty to the institution where a member of Congress serves. And all of these positions, especially leadership positions, iba expectation. No? When you are in a leadership position, it is expected of you to defend the institution. And most especially, kung ang pinag-uusapan natin, and we're talking about the position of Deputy Speaker, it is the second highest official of the House of Representatives, second highest official of Congress. So, if all political parties decided to make a stand to issue House Resolution 1414, it is normal and also expected that the House leadership, starting with the Speaker, all the Deputy Speakers, all of those with leadership position, should stand by and support the House resolution which seeks to defend the integrity and the reputation of Congress. So when a leader of Congress, a deputy speaker, will not sign it, so other members, iba ning tingin nila, ba't hindi sumusuporta a leadership position ng deputy speaker? So that's why I would like to reiterate, the question is not about loyalty to the speaker. It's a question of loyalty to the institution, which is the House of Representatives.
At iba rin ang dating dahil she is a former president and you would have expected that she would have signed that resolution.
Yes, of course.
So tinanggal siya at si Isidro Ungab na di rin pumirma. Pero so ngayon the question here is, you know, and we're going into what we presume is what's going on, no? Prelude to 2028, no? So is this a changing, not just prelude to 2028, but the aftermath of 2022? Is this a changing of the old Duterte guard, or is this the correct way to describe it? No, we are under new management. Kumbaga, this is no longer the Duterte administration. This is the Marcos administration, or someone else is in charge. So may unit team nga, pero sino ba yung tumakbo at sino bang nahalal na Pangulo? That's BBM. Ganun po ba? Is that how we should see things? You know, somebody is saying, we are in charge now, hindi na po kayo. Ganun po ba?
Ma'am Pia, let us be clear. The House of Representatives, we are very much focused in trying to achieve our legislative goals. The President has set its priorities, stated by the President during his State of the Nation address. Sinabi niya yung SONA priorities. During the LEDAC meeting, sinabi niya yung mga legislative priorities during the LEDAC. So if you look at the House of Representatives for the past few months, or even last year, we are straight ahead, dead focus in trying to achieve and pass the legislative priorities. It so happened that a few days ago, there was this person, a former president, issuing such statement. So we're not thinking about 2028. 28 is so way ahead from our minds. So what we are thinking right now is trying to achieve the legislative priorities. If you look at how the House works, we have already passed 10 out of the 17 SONA priorities. And of the other priorities, we have passed 20 out of 20. So wala kami iniisip na 2028 election or even 2025 election. Nakafocus kami. We are just reacting to a statement na all House members feel na atake ito sa amin, masakit eh. I would not want to say or others would project it this is a fight for 2028. It is not. It is just a reaction to a criticism, an attack against the integrity and reputation of the House. Nothing about 2028.
Or nothing even about 2022 and the fact that, well, the country is under new management, new administration. Let's bring in the perspective of someone from the opposition, from the minority, si Kong Franz Castro, who has been at the receiving end of very interesting words from former President Duterte. Kong Franz, what do you think of all of this? No? Politika ba ito? Na politika ba? Ang sinasabi ba para bang under new management na kasi, hindi na Duterte ang Pangulo, Marcos na ngayon? Ganun po ba, Kong Franz?
Well, natural naman, Pia, no, yung perception ng ating mga kababayan na sa ganito ay may politics. Although sinasabi natin na focus din kami, katulad na sinasabi ni Majority Leader Dalipe, focus din kami doon sa mga legislative agenda na inihain ng Makabayan Bloc, no, at kami ay ay hindi rin pa rin nag-iisip ng tungkol sa kung ano man sa election kasi masyado pang malayo 'yon. So ako bilang individual na personally ay nakatanggap nitong threat na ito ay talagang masakit sa akin, kaya nga this prompt me to file case against the former president. So yun yung yun yung dahilan naman sa akin kung bakit tayo ay nakikita natin na itong ginawa sa akin ni former President Duterte ay in excess doon sa freedom of expression and freedom of speech, and considering na hindi na rin naman siya presidente this time at wala siyang immunity, at yun naman yung lagi niyang ginagawa sa amin, sa Makabayan, hindi lang ako dati. So that's why nag-prompt sa akin na mag-file ng case. Sa mga tao, siguro with due respect sa ating majority leader, yun kasi yung nagiging perception. Okay? So umpisa pa lang ng eleksyon, yung unity team na yan, nakikita na nila talaga na magkakaroon ng contest between the Duterte. Alam naman ng tao kung sino na yung mga forefront doon sa susunod na eleksyon. So hindi natin masasabi na wala yan sa perception ng mga tao, yung tungkol sa politika.
And Kong Franz, of course, also just one last thing before we go to a break. Interesting also, the resolution does not mention you by name. Correct me if I'm wrong, no, Kong Manix, Kong Pepito. Although nabanggit yung nangyari sa inyo, pero wala yung pangalan ni Kong Franz doon. But anyway, we're going to have to take one last quick break. More from our guests when we return. This is Politics as Usual. We're still in Politics as Usual. We only have enough time for final words from all our guests. Let's begin with Kong Pepito Alvarez, sir.
Gandang gabi uli dyan sa inyo, Ma'am Pia. Magpapasalamat ako sa pagkakataong ito na matalakay itong pinag-uusapan ngayon sa Kongreso at saka doon sa mga pangyayari before sa Lunes na nangyari yung resolution ng House 1414. So, let's take it at that and just watch the events. Anyway, tahimik na naman. Siyempre, ang politika ganun. Minsan, may hindi pagkakaunawaan. Malay mo kung before 2028, nagsama uli yung unit team. Di, maiipit naman yung mga umalis at saka nag-take side. So, mas mabuti talagang we take it in stride and respetuhin na lang natin ang bawat isa dyan sa Kongreso. Maraming salamat.
Sir, sabi niyo malay niyo magsama na ulit ang unit team. So nagkabitak nga. But anyway, Kong Manix Dalipe, Majority Leader.
Yes, thank you, Ma'am Pia, for having me. The House of Representatives, as an institution, will continue to work diligently on behalf of the Filipino people. We are committed to ensuring that our leadership reflects the unity and direction needed to effectively serve our constituents. The House leaders met, all political parties met, and they will stand united in protecting the integrity of the House. Thank you, ma'am.
We will stand united. Strong words from Manix Dalipe, Majority Leader. And let's let the women have the last say. Kong Franz Castro.
Yes, thank you. Sa ating mga kababayan, normal lang po yung mga nangyayaring mga rigodon, palitan ng leaders sa ating kongreso. Prerogative naman yan ng speaker at ng ating majority bloc. Tayo po, let's focus ourselves, no? Hindi pa po tapos yung laban natin sa yung ating paglaban doon sa confidential funds. Malayo pa ang tatahakin ng budget for 2024 nasa Senate. So focus po natin, tayo po ay magsama-sama. At alam ko, kami po sa Kongreso, we are united although we have different mga perceptions and opinions. Pero sa mga kababayan natin, tuloy po yung ating paglaban doon sa ating laban sa confidential funds na ma-abolish ito at mailagay ito doon sa mga social sa mga social services hanggang sa huli, hanggang sa BICAM. So bye-bye lang po natin itong mga ginagawa na legislative measures sa Kongreso.
Congresswoman Franz Castro, Congressman Pepito Alvarez, and Congressman Manix Dalipe, thank you very much for joining us tonight. We've been told before, don't talk politics at the dinner table or the family reunion or in Viber groups and risk warfare, digital or otherwise. But we can talk about it here at this table, on this show, your weekly political appointment fix, politics as usual. I'm Pia Hontiveros. See you back here next Wednesday, 8 p.m.